Hello, grade 10. This is the factorization work for Thursday, the 9th of July. It's in your textbooks on page 102. And this factorization is called difference between two squares. Now, I want you to remember that because this is important for recognizing when to do this factorization. And it's actually really easy, okay? Because when we look at the wording, difference, people, refers to minus. Okay, so you have a minus. Then between two squares, meaning this and that must be squares. Okay, so if you now look at this example, then 16 is a square number because we can write that as 4 squared. Okay, and 1 is a square number because you can write that as 1 squared. Okay, so it's really easy, people. On your calculator, you would just type 16 with this square root sign. Okay, and then it would give you 4. So then you would know that it is really 4 squared. Okay, then for the rest, meaning for the indices, the x, the a, and the b, you recognize that from having even numbers, okay, even numbers as index, even numbers as index. Okay, so this is a 2, this is a 4, this is a 6, so they are all even. Therefore, you know that this is squares. Also, remember from grade 9, people, that if you want to take the square root, for instance, of a to the power of 4, then you calculate it by dividing the index by 2, okay, which gives you a squared. Or if you take the square root, for instance, of x squared, then you have x squared and divide the index by 2, which gives you x to the power of 1, or just x. So that you should remember from grade 9 on. Okay, is how to take the square root of an index. And it's just simply dividing the index by 2. So that's really easy. So what you do, the pattern for our answer here, people, is you have 2 brackets. Okay. Nicely about this is that the terms inside the brackets are the same. So this first term and that first term is the same. And this term and that term is the same. And then importantly, one bracket will be a positive and the other one will be a negative. And that is really it. So now the only question is what goes in here. And what goes in there, people, is really the square root of the term. So you have 16x squared. Okay. Now 16 you can press into your calculator. I have shown you. Then it will give you an answer of 4. Okay. So that answer is 4. And then to take the square root of x squared, you divide that by 2, which gives me x. So my first term, 4x and 4x. So that's really nice, people. You just get the same terms. Now for the second term, okay, we got 1, a to the power of 4, b to the power of 6. Okay, now 1 again, you press into the calculator. Okay, you press square root of 1, and that will give you an answer of 1. So that remains 1. And then easily, people, you just divide the index by 2. So a to the power of 4 divided by 2 is a to the power of 2, and b to the power of 6 divided by 2 is b to the power of 3. And that is now your second term in both brackets. So you write here 1 a squared b to the power of 3, and here 1 a squared b to the power of 3. And this is done, people. So to get the factorization of two square, the difference between two squares, people, is really, really simple. I hope you understand that. I'll do still example 17, and then you should be able to cope with those, the homework for today. Okay.